Where's it at? Where'd I put it at? Is that what it? I hid it from you? I'm sorry, Papa. Hold on. I am so sorry. I think I put it in here. You know what? You got so many goodies all hidden all over the place. I'm hiding it from you. I'm hiding it from myself. Jeez, man. I'm hiding all the goodies, man. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, you don't get none of that. It's an old weed spot. Look at that. There's some graphite on there. There's more. Some more. Oh, there we go. Some graphite on there. Okay. You gonna help me out? Nah, you're just gonna be looking. I know. See, you design shit. You design it, and I'll watch you design it. I know. Let's make sure I put this still right. Still tight. Ideas. Not to be stolen. Not on the bed. Because you leaving crumbs and shit. We don't do that. Get it right down. There you go, Papa. There you go. I know you can't see it, but you can smell it. Yeah, there little shaky. And a very, very cold bath. Oh, about 25 minutes in the bathtub on nothing but ice water. And I'm still, so I got me 3 eggs, 4 keto-friendly pancakes with bananas and Saigon cinnamon and organic or all-natural maple organic, non-GMO maple syrup. With about 3 tablespoons of Saigon cinnamon spicy. And I feel like, oh, I'm supposed to go running, but I don't know. I don't know. I might run, I might not. Anybody new here? If you don't know about patience and time, you'll be learning it with me. And anybody can tell you, I don't care about how you feel either. If you're in a rush, bye. Made a mess. I gotta vacuum all that up. No, that's what they do. What are you playing with? Alexander, what are you playing with? Hey, Bobby, you can have the cook. I got something, okay? No, you can't have none. Was it good? You like that? Was it good, Papa? Was it good? Was it good? You're getting big, man. You're getting so big, man. You're getting so big. Yes, you are. Oh, you're getting so big. What do you want? You want some? I know it smells good. Go on. Go on. He's found a way to get into the closet, and I got gun boxes and stuff, and that's all he wants to play with. Everything that's my gun, a gun of mine. He wants to play with it. We got it. See? Safe, it's safe. I think I'm playing. Look. Leave that alone. Leave that alone, Papa. He's like, treat. He don't even want to treat. He's like, fuck that. I'm playing with the gun stuff. Excuse my language. I take him to the range on the truck, shoot, so he don't even scare him. You come in here talking all that bad stuff, he'll probably jump on you. More than me, man. Look at me all crazy. What do? You eat more than me. Can I enjoy this? Bubblehead? Cock-a-doodle? Doodle damn doodle? Stop being slick. I see my peripheral, man. He's watching me because he wants to play with the boosted helmet. Get off of there. Get with my helmet chewing on shit. Stop. I knew you couldn't hold yourself. You got us balling. Stop. That's my little dude. Oh, he can play with it. He can play and chew. It don't matter. Trust me. Those are the little things that are cute things. The things that should matter. The good things that you take with you when you leave. I'm gonna keep giving y'all some tea. I guess y'all call it gems and all the other shit, but whatever. Tea is good for you. It's up to you what you do with it. I think that's only 3%, so. Everything safe. See? He's good. He's a good one. Fuck me. Let's spray. So here what we did. So we had to turn the filters on, okay? Spraying like crazy. So I got a thing here where I hooked up filtration. It's minimal until I get enough chrysanthemums. Somebody asked me on TikTok, it says, You're right. I remember your original TikTok, when TikTok first came out, you had a post that you got in trouble for. I said, what was that? He says, remember you saying that, leave it alone. I'm not playing with you. I said, ain't no come running beside me now and shit. Said, you said that they could see us through our rooms. And let me tell you something. These satellites are not satellites. They send up to about 40 to 50, maybe even more than that. These big containers. I'm not talking PC. I'm just sharing some information. Okay? They have vehicles that fly all the time. It used to be in the 70s where they can look at your Marlboro or your cigarette box and ring the warning sign from up 40,000 feet. Dude, that ain't nothing. Not that long after that, they can look through your walls. They can fly around. They can have these containers with these balloons, mitigating with turbo thrusters or whatever. You see, we have EDCs that are much more powerful now. So they can push them over hundreds of miles, depending on how long they're meant to be fly until it's over the river, over the oceans, parts you don't see where they go mitigate, pick them up and receive the data other than what's not returning, through signals. And they can see you. They can see you. They can target you with energy. They can see you. And he says, yeah, well, we just saw. I was like, okay. You're seeing it now? Dude, they got, when I was talking about back then, when TikTok first came on, I said, I was saying on Facebook, everybody was ignoring me as if I was some kook. I remember us being on the Nimitz when GPS was just being honed in, back in 1986, 85, 86, or whatever. Y'all didn't even have, y'all weren't born, and the majority, y'all don't even know didn't know what GPS is. And even now, it's global positioning signal. It's not satellite. Fuck, you're the satellite. You're welcome. Am I saying too much? Them chin-ups and pull-ups, boy, got me, whoo. You know, and some middle school 8-count bodybuilders, not 4-count bodybuilders. You know, boom, boom, push up, not all that leg in and out stuff. That's when you get to the 8-count. I'm not doing all that no more. Back. Anywho, I says, and then I said, because you can't type of so much when you're sitting on. Some people, I don't know how they're able to get in a friggin', look like they read a book or something. It only gives me like enough for like a 6-line paragraph or something. And it's like it cuts it off, and I gotta, continue a run on, or add on. And I says, you don't need to be worried about that. Anything you're doing that you're worried about them seeing, then you don't need to be doing it. Doctors know what you look like butt naked. You have been canoodled into a world where everything that is normal has been made to be perverse, and everything that's perverse has been made to be normal. People worried about being seen, having sex, this, that, and other. Trust me. You've been seen doing any and everything. I'm just fixing the leg on this tripod, excuse me. I says, it amazes me at the people who rob and then they run. Like, if you're such a bad butt and you want to shoot somebody, stay in there and battle it out. You got your target, right? See, I'm not advocating or pushing for the negative stuff. What I'm doing is I'm attempting to touch your cerebellum and have you look at things in a different way. You see what's on there, right? You see those rocks in the lake? Well, you know I'm about order. Even in the catastrophe of my life that I was allowed to be dealt, I have to mitigate my way through it to remove those dynamics that are destructive. Because I'm aware. I said, when you come into knowledge, you come into the knowing. What do? You know better, you do better, right? Well, order is based on balance, right? You see the rocks. Balance gives you a what? A peace of mind, or does it give you your mind peace? See, these words that we utilize are very destructive, and they canoodle things. They canoodle things that shouldn't be canoodled. All right. So, do you seek peace of mind, or do you seek to have your mind in peace? Because having a peace of mind, that don't make sense. But your mind being at peace, no, that's something else. And how do you accomplish that? How do you do that? Well, if you think that the way you're going about it right now is the way, or is the answer, then why are you here? I have strung people along, and don't get it twisted. When I say I'm worse than Charleston White, I literally mean that. I'm using him because He is the prima donna of something different. He is doing his position, just like McMean is doing his position. Caramillo is doing his position. A lot of pale skins are upset with Caramillo, but Caramillo is somebody. Look, there are some other people here other than lizard peoples and little dragons you got to worry about getting into your eye or in your head and your ear. More than the mermaids who are angry, and and those are not what they're named or what they're called. There's more to this earth and the earth around you than you know. You have been stationed off into a certain position, and I know it's hard to even conceive or conceptualize of something when you have been raised and nurtured in something that dynamically takes away from you everything that you believe you know. Everybody wants to say, I'm not human. Well, who made you say that and not know what it really means? People still call themselves black, don't even know what it means. Why a judge wears dark blue, royal blue, which is a slap in our face, or black robes or gowns, as they're called, and in the household of Themis, Nimrod's beloved wife. See, if you don't want to conceptualize the reality of the situation you're under and realize that your freedoms are within you, because on the outside they have constricted you, and they have dialectically made you believe you're free while you're living nothing but a servitude and a lie. I'm not talking politics, y'all, and I'm not here to preach hate. Don't we have enough of that? And all that's misguided? What does it achieve? What does it accomplish? You know, right now you have these gay people, right? Men who are transitioning, and they're not into women, because they're not going. You can put boobs and booty and cut your thing off if you want. You'll never be a woman. I don't care. To identify, well, you can identify as a tree. You see that people identify as furries and cats and all that, manga, and what I'm extrapolating, what I'm presenting to you is they have this system now, like I said, a perversion, where it's you accept me for what I'm saying and what I believe and what I'm pushing on the highway. No. And they have an agenda full with platforms and everything that if you say something, they want to shut you down. No, it doesn't matter. See, there's a big world out here. They've institutionalized in California, you see the individuals where a drone with explosives or a robot go up and blow you up in case you're fighting. Well, let's say you're fighting bad costume characters, because it is your right to defend yourself if you're wrongly being assessed or detained for something you did not. It is your right to resist that. And it's not just mental, but it's physical, verbal. Because nobody knows these things, and the police are not the law. Yet there are good ones who would say, no, don't do this, you're wrong. There are those who think putting that badge and costume and going through that little training and getting a circle of ignorance and going down on some bad individuals, that they can elude that to everybody. See, here again, it's the perversion. When the system brought down their own buildings and they made you to believe somewhere else to fight people who fought back, which they wasn't looking to win or anything. It was part of another conditioning. In 21 years, think about the number, if you know gematria. 20 what? Based on 30 what? Based on 211, based on 9 to 11. Listen, if you don't know the math, I'm not going to sit here and give it to you. There are people who have discussed this. All right? Now, I detest the word math, too. There's an order, a civility to that is not civil at all. And if you don't get it, that these people are constructed to narratives of numbers, if you never study numbers, you will never be able to know what's coming next. And right now, it's a lot of things coming, and there's a lot of things right here and a lot of things going on, and you won't know it because you're in the constriction of what they want you to perceive. Let's say all the 2A guys on YouTube are very PC now. So they're going to keep running the gamut. And who is to say that they haven't been bought and paid, regardless of being ex-military, police, whatever, who have you believing that, oh, they're all for it, when in reality, the ATF doesn't have no rules, or can't write law, or cannot do anything. And the NFA shouldn't be in the position it is because the government is not really real. But see, if you don't know that, What do you do with these individuals who keep pushing the circle jerk of news? You abide in it. The narrative becomes your narrative, and you've accepted. So you've made a contract based on idealism and fictional guarantee of what is perceived by the perceptions of media and the hosts who represent it. And nobody's to know better. Are you gathering what I'm saying? Remember when teachers were being persecuted and prosecuted? But then they went after the parents, you know, Maxine Waters and Pelosi and all of them, FBI terrorist lists, because the ones who were for Trump, as if that really meant something. See, to them, it doesn't matter. It's part of the agenda. How you perceive and see things is how you analyze and how you, because you're not free. So in order for you to actually be free, you need to look in the mirror. Don't internalize all of stuff out here and allow yourself to realize there's a lot more to what you have been allowed or permitted to see when you didn't need to be allowed or permitted to see anything if somebody would allow you to walk with them in a walk other than the walk that you're taking. I am permitting and allowing you to walk with me, to open your eyes in a walk with me on a trail, a path that's not so wide. We're not here to do damage control. We're not here to stop what's being done. We're not here to batter and beat. It may seem like that in the beginning. How do I draw people in? Well, y'all like the rah, 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 rah. Well, I'm a good actor. No, don't get it twisted now. Doesn't mean that I didn't live that life. In order to do that, I had to ascertain certain parts of me that are based on part of the life that I had to live. When I extrapolate about seeing 3 bodies chopped in a bathtub, that's not a joke. The things that I've seen with the Masons and Muslims, regardless of Christianity, fighting with the heads on the pikes in the north and in the 60s, 70s, yeah, man. And the fingers walking down the alleyway, finding fingers cut off in the, what is this? Finding Masonic rings that belonged on those fingers. I think we found like 4 of them. Yes, off Broadway and Market, going down to the fish joint. The fights used to be back there, not that far from Penn Station. You'd be surprised. First Street, was it first? Was it first or was it fourth, third? I can't remember. It's been so long. People be like, "Yo, look in the grass right there, dude. That's a ring. That's a finger." Yeah, homeboy got the ring. It's like, oh snap! A Masonic ring. Who cut his finger off? Where's the body? And we going, you know, when Prince Street Project was still up, we go into these other, you know, this is real world stuff I dealt with, you know. We go into these abandoned buildings and it'd be a body, it don't even hardly stink no more. It's just like leather and bones. Stuck to the floor, the sofa, in an abandoned place. Like you see the drug needles and everything. You know, look, man. They say when you know better, you do better. Who's they? It should be us. You know, I know a little better, so I'm going to do a little better than what I did before, because if I know this, I shouldn't be doing what I was doing. You dig what I'm saying? So in order to have stability, a balance, your mind has to be at ease. And to be at ease, it means it's at peace. Not always, but you can through increments, acclimate to a place where there is peace. The meditation and breathing, don't worry, I'm going to be doing that still. For those who would like to, you know, participate. I see there's not a big following of that. I mean, there's plenty of people doing it. I do it a different way. Everybody has a way of doing it. My thing is for us to prepare ourselves better for the enemy. The enemy is always around you. They don't have to look a particular way or be a certain thing. And it's sad, but it is what it is. And walk closer to questioning what is the truth. Regardless of what I read, right? I'm not, you know, if I say, well, this is based upon a fact, or if I say, I might say, you've heard me say, well, this is not fiction. It doesn't mean that it's relevant to anything that is based upon 100% facts. I'm just saying, chew the fruit, spit out the seeds. If you're going to eat the meat, like like the cud, get rid of the bones. That's all I'm saying. Be wise upon yourself, not wise in other people's eyes. I don't expect none of y'all to see me as wise. I am not wisdom. We are all walking in wisdom, but what wisdom? Because wisdom could be the defilement and the defamation of everybody, of everybody's character. Wisdom can also be the enlightenment, the honoring, I detest the word sacrifice, but wisdom could be the required or the given sacrifice for the benefit of others. A wisdom that no one else can acclimate or conservatively pull off themselves. There has been a change of guard. There are those who have been to prison. There are those who have done some of the most worst, heinous things. There are those who have served and on both sides have flipped their collars. There have been those who walked in the righteous light, are now in the darkness. And there are those who have been in the darkness who are now walking in the righteous ways. What is righteous? What is good and bad? Right? What is bad? What is darkness? Right? I mean, the choice has always been yours. But who's been holding you and guiding you in the direction that you went? We have people who troll, right? And they think that that's just fun and games. And so South Park puts the thing up with what's his name's father, the Mr. Weed Man, and he's masturbating. He's just the crazy trolling the Jews, everybody. And there's no really thing to the story. It is to show that people are slaves to a system. And they think that it's beneficial and it's good. And they're slaves and they follow this. And they do it, whether paid or not or whatever, or just because it is. He's in the closet in the gun boxes. It is a lock. It is not freedom. You scared yourself, bro. Come on, man. I thought he was stuck in the closet with the. What's up? He was in the Tannerite Target. Actually, I'm going out later on, hopefully, because it's kind of gray out, to put the 1 pound Tannerite in the things and set them out and zero in my rifle. But anyway, it flipped over, I think, where it looked like, and it scared the smack out of him. I think it flipped behind him where he was playing in the box, reached up and popping it because they're sitting up on top. There's about 6 of them in a plastic, and he's tapping on it because it's sitting there reminding me to grab him, with the Tannerite. And I'm only taking 3. And I can see where it was laying in the box that it probably flipped. He's back over there. He's having a ball. Anyway. Yeah, I want to make sure he's all right. You know what I mean? And you might hear the assertiveness coming out of me, as you should, you as well. But I'm doing what I'm doing because, and trust in me when I tell you this. I never thought I'd be doing some stupid stuff. I still feel like it's stupid. I would never think I'd be doing stuff what I'm doing right now. Challenging and all that stuff that I did. That was just to grab a couple other individuals. I couldn't grab everybody. 3 or 4 is good. Came over, challenging the system. Professing that I'm a Republican because I am of the original Republic. I don't know about this stuff right now. All this bullcrap is all a game. An actor knows an actor, or an actress knows an actress, or an actor knows actors whenever they see one. And trust me when I tell you, these are some of the worst, horrendous actors I've ever seen in my life. They have a role to play. And you don't have to play the role with them. And a lot of y'all blindly are doing so. So in order to have balance, to be able to stack upon one another, proverbially, and in an order that is based upon order, where it's not about servitude or any of that stuff. I'm gonna get too PC here. You gotta have your mind at peace. And I mean, not always at rest. I mean, if you think that in order to have your mind at peace is about resting, you really don't know what peace means. It has nothing to do with that. Peace means where you can procreate, you can manage more better, and you can further excel in your balance and harmonic rendition, the way it's supposed to be played, compared to the broken thing you see now. You know, they remember that thing when Kanye was talking about the 808. Remember, I was telling you, 0 is the space between the 8 and 8, and the 8 is the 0 is the ether between the 8 and 8, Earth and you, 8 hertz. He didn't relay that. I am sharing that with you right now. The 808, when he says you hear that, boom, boom, boom. Now that grabs you, boom, 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 right? That makes you want to. But then I come along, like he said, and say, I want to get mama and bitch and put the head and throw all these negative things. So I've already got you at your hertz. I've disrupted the ether between you and the earth, and I've inserted something that's like 440 gigahertz. I have put something in there that removes that natural between the two. I've created a rift. Now, dynamically, I control you for a short period of time. Now, if that is repetitive, and that's why these so-called Ashkenaz, I call them whatever they are, because I'm not here to play the game with them. Okay? I don't have respect for them. I do not recognize them. I am not about a lie. So if you're about a lie and you're comfortable in that lie, then you mitigate and be in that lie. This is not the place for you. It's that simple. But anyway, they put it through the music on the radio. Who controls the narrative and who wants the paycheck? Those who will betray you, who look like you. You saw it. People always think it's about crayon colors. It's not about that. That's fiction. That's a good act. You need to realize that and stop. A 1 billion strong army protected Earth. Now we got a handful of idiots. Individuals. Humans, because they move like beasts now. We don't know what protection is. We don't know what the right thing to do is. And that's sad. And I don't bite my tongue saying that. I'm not here to be PC about that either. PC, for those who don't know me, is politically correct. I'm not into that theater at all. That is too much drama. I wouldn't put on your mama. It's just not me. Okay? Somebody laughed at me. Says, why you still got the new thing on? I was like, man, I just never think about taking it off. That's all. Got the truck on 3rd of last month. Man, come on. Give a brother a break. November 3rd. That's when I got it. Okay, it's gone. So I know he's going to hit me up. You'd be funny. You ain't going to talk about it on there. Yeah, shit. I took it off. Anyway. So I'm just going to read a little bit, just a little bit, but I wanted to extrapolate on the fact of everybody's always talking about balance and harmony and a peace of mind. Well, if you're seeking a peace of mind, you are never going to have peace. Because you're going to get somebody else's mind that don't have peace on it, and you're going to get a piece of it all right. That's all you're going to get. Remember, words are spells. Oh, they are. Sadly. And you're not going to find balance and the harmony that keeps that balance, perpendicular or however angled it may be, whatever it is, it keeps that balance between you and Mother Earth. If you keep allowing all these rifts, if you want to say rip, whatever, and all these interjections and all these different phobias and paranorms, you're never going to find it. You're never going to have it. And I can't have it if you don't have it. Do you see that, what I just did? I cannot have it if you don't have it. So I will walk with you, if you're willing to walk with me through this said trip, so we can set it off. So we can make sure that, you ever seen the blueprints where you see that little squiggly line? And then you have that little, with the little lines like this, we make sure that there's a connection. And the switch, we flip it. So we can have that continuation, or the continuum of energy. So, I'm waiting on some more books, guys, so you know that. Dude, I should just be reading this by itself, man. This is just, he did a phenomenal job. Even though his punctuation is a little off. He really did. You know what? Let's go ahead and get Enoch. We'll go Enoch, we'll go to Flatlanders. Then we will go to Exposing the Exposition at 1851 and 1815. These things are very relevant and very pure, regardless of fantasy and romance and reiteration of studied phenomena. And those of us who have traveled and looked at these things. And then we'll get into the Heaven Bearers, which is the Great Reset of 1834. I think you'll find that very important, because that's how we get into the 18. That's what we got. We go to 1851, so we go backtrack, and you know about the blood flood, and hence why that happened. Okay. Stop thinking about how's he know how to do that. Don't even worry about that. Trust me. That's not balance, people, and that's not harmony. It's not. Just don't worry about it. Just trust me. Okay. Yeah. We're not going to get into that call. Isn't that amazing how they have, in this book, they have the moon as a her, which is wrong. And they have the sun as a hint, which is wrong. Isn't that just amazing? What they do with the perversions, the inverted what? I mean, everything they do, all right? And they've touched everything. Chapter 75. And the leaders of the heads of the, excuse me, my apologies. And the leaders of the heads of the thousands, who are placed over the whole creation and over all the stars, and the leaders, plural, not singular, of the heads of the thousands, who are placed over the whole creation, not just earth, not just this creation, over the whole creation. It doesn't mean the earth and the lake and the mountains and the tree. No, people. That's singular. Everything. Whole creation and over all the stars have also to do with the 4 intercalary days being inseparable from their office, according to the reckoning of the year, and these render service. I'm going to say something. I want to see if you caught what I said in this reading. Listen, who are placed over the whole creation and over all the stars, have also to do with the 4 intercalary days being inseparable from their office according to the reckoning of the year. And these render service on the 4 days which are not reckoned in the reckoning of the year. And owing to them men go wrong therein. For those luminaries truly render service on the world stations. Does that take y'all back to Terra Infinita? Wrong therein, for those luminaries truly render service on the world stations. One in the first portal, one in the third portal of the heaven, one in the fourth portal, and one in the sixth portal, and the exactness of the year is accomplished through its separate 364 stations. I know you're saying days, right? It's more to it than that. We just went over a whole gander. I wish I was Gandolfini, but he was gay. You know I'm talking about the wizard, the white wizard. Anyway, for the signs and the times and the years and the days, the angelic one Uriel showed to me, whom the Most High have set forever over all the luminaries of the heavens, in the heaven and in the world, that they should rule on the face of the heaven, and be seen on the earth. I got me wanting to open back up and go back into Flat Atlantis to read extrapolate on a couple of things. We already did that. TikTok is where I'll be reading it. I'm waiting to get the numbers required to start reading it again. And be leaders for the day and the night. For example, i.e., the sun, moon, and stars. And we know that stars are luminaries. And all the ministering creatures. And they want us to eat the flesh and the meat. And all the ministering creatures, which make their revolution in all the chariots of the heaven. In like manner, 12 doors Uriel showed me, open in the circumference of the sun's chariot in the heaven, through which the rays of the sun break forth, and from them is warmth diffused over the earth. When they are opened at their appointed seasons, the heavens are right here, right above us, within us. Warmth, do we not feel it? Are you getting it? Okay. And for the winds and the spirit, quotation marks, the spirit of the dew when they are open, standing open in the heavens at the ends. As for the 12 portals in the heaven, at the ends of the earth, out of which go forth the sun, moon, and the luminaries, the stars, and all the works of heaven in the east and in the west. These are many windows open to the left and right of them, and one window at its appointed, in parentheses, season produces warmth corresponding, in parentheses, as these do, to those doors from which the stars come forth according as he has commanded them. Set them are established. And it says he. Which one? And when they set corresponding to their number, and I saw chariots in the heaven, running in the world above those portals, in which revolve the stars that never set. They're always up there. Stationary. Steadfast was the statement long ago. I remember it. And one is larger than all the rest, and it is that makes its course through the entire world. Now, does that go back to Flat Atlantis when we're talking about the Negra rock, the formation, the This is the circle of life. The waters that no one can get to, that's ever evolving. Water going in as below as above, not so below. That his throne sits upon, that no one can get to, and they know they can. With the giants and the pygmies, as once were here, are there on those lands that we cannot contrite or conceive. That's all I'm read there. And then we'll get into chapter 76 tomorrow. Let's go to Flatlanders. I mean, if you could do it, well, if you're doing what I'm doing, and you could do it a different way, then do it. Grab these books or other ones. There's other sepulchres out there. That's what I call it, sepulchre. It's a rock. It's a wand. It's magic. Magique. For those who want to have the proper interpretation. Magique. That's all it says. Some will say it's a tool. If you want to go into the movie with Denzel, you know, what's it called? Elijah, whatever. The little idiot who wants to, from the Fifth Element, who wants to use the Bible as a weapon. It's a tool. Well, all books are tools. Okay. Yes, here we go. Awesome. Excuse me. And this is by Eric Dubé. And it's not a more like Bay. Like, come on, with all that nonsense. I told you, for all you guys running around with L on the end of your name, if you only knew what you was really doing, you would have been misled. Y'all should be removing those L's. Because you are far from. Not to say you're not better, but not in the sense. How can you be better when you're walking in the dark? Believing that you're walking in the light and you haven't even tapped into how to breathe. Balance, harmony. You've accepted everything that's been dealt to you without further research. You've alienated yourself from the reality of the situation, and you've acclimated to be a bandwagoner, a follower. I told you, don't follow me. I'm just here. Give me some likes, subscribe, and let's keep the story going until I get to the number to tell a story that I find very important to tell. Maybe it's too late. I don't know. You tell me. Everybody's got character, and everybody's a character assassinator because they don't know what real character is. So, anyway, Atlas Pillar, then, is the axis of the world. It is the same pillar apostrophized in the Egyptian document known as the Great Harris, Magic Papyrus. In these unmistakable words, O long column, which commences in the upper and in the lower heavens, it is with scarce a doubt what the same ancient people in their Book of the Dead so happily styled the spine of the earth. It is the umbrella staff of Burmese cosmology, the churning stick of India's gods and demons. It is the trunk of every cosmic tree. The world over is what is leading. In the last few chapters, we've been leading over. It is the shadowless lance of Alexander, the tortoise, tortoise, piercing, earth piercing, arrow of the Mongolian heaven god, the spear of Izanagi, the hacha de cobre, in which the heavens of the Miztecs rested. It is the cord which the ancient Vedic bard saw stretch from one extremity of the universe to the other. Is it not the psalmist's line of the heavens, which has gone out through the very earth and on to the end of the world? It is the Irminsul of the Germans as expressly recognized by Grimm. Oh, the brothers Grimm? Okay, that's a whole other story. It is the Tower of Kronos. Oh, where have we heard that? Thank you, Marvel. Anyway, it is Plato's spindle of necessity. It is, and that's not actually how his name is pronounced. Anyway, we're going to get into that later. Plato. Spindle of necessity. It is the Azakal of the North African Sunnis. It is the ladder with 7 lamps in the rites of Mithra. And wasn't I just talking about Mithra? Gandalf the Great, Gandalf. Anyway, it is the Talmudic pillar which connects the paradise celestial and the paradise terrestrial. Dr. William Warren, The True Key to Ancient Cosmology. Dude, I'm gonna have to look in that book. Shit. That's just me, y'all. It doesn't mean that the book is great. All right. Usually I look for a PDF, but sometimes it's just good to have the books and read them. Doesn't mean that I have to. I've got books I just detest. I think they're full of crap. Okay? In the Egyptian version, this mythology, the Atlas character is named Shu, and his son and daughter were named Geb and Nut, and the god of earth and goddess of the sky. Since childhood, Geb and Nut, those are Ming Dynasty words too. You know that? Okay, just letting you know. Geb and Nut were G people. That's right, inseparable, spending all their time together and developed an incestuous relationship, resolving to put an end to this. Shu caught them in the act and stood between the two, forever separating them. This act in turn created duality in the manifest world, above and below, dark and light, good and evil, the one connotating the opposite of the other. That is like a defamation of character based on the acts of two who should never have created such a rivalry of incestual proportions. Many other mythological figures have also historically been represented this way, with their feet touching the earth and their head or hands holding up the heavens. For example, well, y'all know this picture. All right? Keeping the brother and sister from jabbing it up, okay? Anyway, many other mythological figures have also historically been represented this way, with their feet touching the earth and their head or hands holding up the heavens. For example, the Samoan god Chi'echi, I can't pronounce it, I used to know how to pronounce that, Chi'echi, something like that, was said to push up the heavens, causing, like Atlas or Hercules, right? Causing footholds 6 feet deep into the rocks, like the dragon chambers of the Shaolin Temple, right? The Finnish god Ukko was also tasked with holding up the firmament. The angel Sandalphon from the Jewish, I hate that word Jewish in there because we know it's not a true word, Mishnah, according to Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbis. Anyway, standeth on earth, and he did the research, let me just keep going, and reacheth with his head to the door of heaven. The god Indra from the Rig Veda, the supporter and sustainer of the world, who has upheld the earth and heaven and the firmament, is another version of this myth. It all circumvents an ancient history that all points to the center of our earth, the center of all earth, whether we want to believe 178 to 260 earths, the very center. And then we'll pick up from there on the other parts more. I said we're going to read a lot. Now, I really want to read a lot of these. So how about we just take a break and I come back and we get into these two. I mean, pretty deep. I want to read, I'm talking about a good hour and a half, 2 hours of reading here. These right here, these are tie in. We've already said, we've already got a picture of the earth between Enoch and Flatlanders. How things move, how things are set in order. We've already broke down Flatlanders, and we looked at other things as well, as those parties of secret societies who have been hell-bent on changing history and rewriting everything, regardless of who and what. There's other books besides The Custodian, which we finished, Custodians of Time, and I showed you where he was not the good guy in the very end. He was there studying to see the works done while telling stories and affirmation of the truth of history based on his dialect and what he wants them to perceive as far as their history, to see what they have accepted being dealt, and then to heal himself and walk out, to not give partial or part. Did y'all catch that when I read the Custodians of Time? And then with our brother Nicolay, very wonderfully wrote, a Latin brother, the Navigator Across Ice Walls, Terra Infinita, and The Land of Mars. And there's supposed to be 1 or 2 more books coming out. So I'm already on board. So, and we see the same extrapolations as far as what we've seen in Atlantis, the Book of Enoch. I believe to bring that in because I've read it so many times. I brought this one in, not the older one, but you can still see as far as how things are situated in order. Now, Heaven Bearers and the Great Reset of 1834, and then we look at the expositions, 1851 to 19. And then there's plenty of other ones. Mud Floods 101. There's like 4 books on Tartaria, I think I've purchased. Somebody says, Red, why didn't you ever write something? You've been on places, you took pictures and showed it when these buildings were built, and all of a sudden we all of a sudden in the 20th and 21st century, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but you know what? Let's let them have their little foyer into their little made-up history. It's their undoing. That's why, and let us make sure that people know to stop worrying about a birthday at time. Stop celebrating these things. They're not celebratory. How can you celebrate something in such a harsh time? Waking up, arising, or when you arise in the morning, you want to have a grand arising, right? You want to awaken and be woke, right? When you finally awaken and get yourself together. The funny part is, it's not a good morning, it's a morning. And I usually say morning because it's comparable to being in a state of mourning, which we are. Sadly, most people don't see it because they're good and obedient, subservient slaves. If you dig what I'm saying. I mean, I hope I'm not mixing the words here and confusing anybody. That's not what I want to do. Anybody can have a way to put it, and self-interpolation. I'm just sharing my individuality, which is, remember, a very key thing in who we are. They created me, they broke the mold, yet there are about 50, 60 other people walking around that look like me. And trust in me, this is a fact. Why? They're not exactly like, but they are me. And this is a natural state. That's how important it is to know these things, people. I can't explain all that. Just know that it's a beautiful thing. We're all supposed to be together, y'all. Just know that. And if you can't feasibly come to find that, and also in this coming together, we're supposed to be able to put away all the childish things. I'm not saying, not have a childlike heart. I'm saying child. First of all, child means it's another animal thing. It's a spell. But I'm speaking to you in a way, a youngling. We come into this world. We're all supposed to be together and be nurtured. And whatever our vice is going to be is what we come up to do. Not the best seeds and the best eggs have been utilized to bring in life on our earth. Not saying that was a control thing, but when you had healthier people and you had people who represented different, that men and women got together to raise nations of some of the most wonderful individuals, powerful, capable of all kinds of things with talents, passed through the DNA. And the enemy knows that. That's why they stopped everything. But it's still within some of us. My daughter doesn't know why she is a good artist. And her gift for communicating comes from me, not from her mother. My son is a mechanic and likes to build and likes vehicles. He also likes to be around and communicate with people. And he has a loving nature, but he doesn't know it. That doesn't come from his mother. It comes from me. Sadly, she doesn't come from the best of genes. But we don't know this. I didn't know that. That's not knocking her. But what I did was I was able to give some benefit. So my seed runs in her as well. The problem is she didn't have nobody to cultivate that nourishment that was given from me. And so it went to the darker side of her. And it made it tenfold worse. I can't explain everything, but know this. You take a melanated man and a pale-skinned woman, and you can make plenty of melanated babies. You take a pale-skinned man and a melanated woman, you may have a few. But over time, the melanin will be uplifted and gone. This is reality. Now you take a melanated man and a melanated woman, and you can make pale and melanated babies. Now, the pale-skinned babies are not without melanin, especially if their eyes look black or brown. That's melanin. See, we live in a time of ignorance. I'm not into the crayon color. I'm not into separation. I don't care who you want to be with. But what I'm doing is making a statement based on truth. Now, you can have a very, very dark melanated woman and a pale-skinned man, and that baby will come out just as dark as that woman. And its children, the same thing. It depends. The climate, the diet, and also the mindset. See what I just did? And yet we have an institution, a small hats that created racism. Are you aware of that? Who created it? I've already shared that information. Based on when? Based on they're made up 1913. I mean, not 1930. They're the 13th century, and they brought it here around the 17th century, and they institutionalized it in the 19th century. Are y'all even aware of that? Something that never existed. In order not to have the Republic in Tartaria, you had to destroy the mentality and the people, and then once you do that, you destroy the buildings. So now they have nothing back up. And now if you make them weak and you bring up the stories, and you slowly, because of wars and the death of the elders, and keeping them hard pressed to take care of a whole lot of folks by mitigating them, making them believe that they're starving, as you're still creating more wars, then you get time to get rid of the old timers, and a lot of history and knowledge is lost. Then what do? You create a fake government, and you prop it up with other wars, and you take the children and you miseducate them, utilizing people that look like them, and you incorporate drugs and everything else that you experimented on your own people to see how they work, to further litigate stealing the land and everything else that never belonged to anyone. We didn't have ownership over the land, people. We tilled and we took care of the land as our ancestors did, because that's who we are. We are part of the land. The mother takes care of us, and we take care of the mother. And the father makes sure that we're secure. What is so complicated or hard to understand about these simple things? Anyway, don't want to be too PC. Appreciate you guys sitting with me, taking the time to watch me devour such a wonderful bounty of meal. I'm ready to eat some oats because of the fiber and some oatmeal. I love you all like crazy. If I ever told you that I don't feel pain, well, you know I do. I would be the worst liar. And as I said before, my pain is because y'all are in pain. And trust me, my children are in pain, and they won't even acclimate to it because of the system that has further dredged them. I don't hate my first wife. I actually love her like I love my second wife. But those were not wise by marriages that were appropriately. And even that now, because of people like myself who have been talking over the years and arguing with these big judges, now they made it where, yeah, you don't have to do this Christian marriage and all that other stuff. It's a form. They're cutting out the middleman because they still want to make paper. You don't have to do that. I'm allowing you to take back what is naturally yours. If they want to be in a world where they're subservient to something, then let them be there. They should be able to not impose their fake will and stupid ideologies. And I have to say it that way. I can say it the other way. It's more not so compromising on no one. But they're sick. Are you aware 400 years ago, if things went the way it's supposed to, they wouldn't exist? Their whole dynamic of their history is fake. What they say they come from, what king? Fraudulent, a lie, every bit of it. And that's the last little bit of tea I'm going to give. Other than the fact that it's sad that so many people have bought into the lie because they got to see some things. You would think they'd be smarter. But anyway, y'all, I'll see y'all in a little bit because we're going to be reading we're going to get into the heaven bearers. And nobody really paid attention when I first told them. I was like, I wonder if anybody even noticed that. That's why I said it yesterday. Heaven bearers. Remember, I was reading another book and it said about the heaven bearers. And you see the correlation. And I was like, okay, so exposing the expositions. And the heaven bearers, when the brother... So now do you see why? So I'm going to get into reading that. We're going to read an hour and a half. I'm going to go deep into the little lady's wonderful little orphan life of marriage into a new world in America, the old world, and the mudslide, which destroyed her family and many others. Okay? Mount Everest, the mezzanines I've been to, Grand Canyon, I've showed people mollusks that are not open, that are solidified, shut, big. Up there on the top, we're looking down the canyon. And I'm like, all this was underwater and part of a mudslide. These mountains didn't happen in millions of years. These mountains in certain terrain formed in a matter of hours. Nobody can perceive the violence of that separation from all the land when it broke up. The great war of a time, the deluge, anything. They cannot conceptualize any of it because who's to say that it really happened? Yet, by scarily, it's all in front of us. And when I was showing people this big round spot and I brushed it off and he's like, that's white. I said, that's a whalebone. And this dude's coming all of a sudden. I was like, can he hear me? Because this dude's coming with the little flappy thing on. Yes, that is a whalebone. How did you know that? I was like, dude, that's because I know what a whalebone looks like. And he walked about his business. Climbed up on the top of the rock with a little young man from the res. And I says, look at this. And he's like, I says, that's a bed of oysters, or clams, solidified. They never even got to open. He said, what? I says, this came from the bottom of the ocean, or it was covered by the ocean. He was looking around how high we were, like 8,000 feet. And I was like, that don't mean nothing. The heavens open up and the earth pours out its waters by order. All this could be covered 1,000 feet underwater, 20 miles underwater. We could all be, all of Earth. I don't know about the highest point. I think that stays above water, y'all. We just don't see it. So people can hold on and believe what they want. We're going to free our minds. We're going to allow ourselves to breathe. We're going to look at things. Do not run off talking about this is a fact, that's a fact, that's a fact. If you haven't done your research, I am not here to say anything I'm saying is a fact. I'm allowing you to allow yourself to dynamically remove yourself from being in servitude to a whole lot of crap. All right? Shout outs to them out. Rondo, what's happening? Mama Red, beloved. I guess we had a lot of people getting in, didn't feel like typing today. Well, anyway, salute to you all. Respect and love. Stop being so fearful. Come in, have greetings. It's important. If you only knew how important it was. Anyway, Mama Red, Rondo, you already know. Chat with y'all in a little bit.